nails here, and I've just applied my Kiss Gel Press Pre-Sculpted Nail Extensions. And now it is, well, I applied it a few hours ago. I've been doing stuff. But now it is time to apply my Color Street. And I am going to do 2 sets from the Color Play subscription box, which I love these options. These are exclusive polishes, and you can mix and match however you see fit. So the subscription boxes look like this. They have a lot of goodies inside, nail sets, nail care items, all that good stuff. So if you're interested in getting the next subscription box, you can go to my website, colorstreet.com/mynailboss, and who knows what's in it, but it's gonna be good. Okay, so now in the Color Street subscription box, your sets come like this, and you do get a nail prep pad and a file to help you out if you need it. But typically when you have a set from Color Street, it is in an envelope like this, and this is one of our Valentine sets. This is Whole Latte Love, and actually on starting February 6th, it's going to be part of our little BOGO for Valentine's Day, where our Valentine sets are going to be buy one, get one free while supplies last. So I just want to open this so you see what comes in an envelope compared to a subscription box. Well, this is standard in an envelope. You're going to have your directions for application right across here. That was upside down. And you are going to get inside little information about Color Street. You're going to get a nail file, a Color Street nail prep pad, as well as that full set of 16 strips. 16 strips, so that you have enough to do all of your nails. And as you notice, they are different sizes, from as wide as to possibly your big toe to as small as the pinky or pinky toe. So of course you size up which ones you need. Typically what I do, the ones I don't need or I'm not going to use, I save my plastic envelope and I put them back in and I seal that. I keep them in the freezer. Color Street does recommend this is a one-use product, one-time use product, but some of us bend the rules a little bit. And I do use my leftovers in mixed mayonnaise and things, but I'll keep them in the freezer. And before I use them again, I make sure they are room temperature. So that is what comes standard in your envelope when you buy directly from the website. But of course, in your kit, if you get a subscription box rather, it's going to have your full sets and maybe some accent nails and then some other Color Street goodies that are specific to that set. So the subscription box is $30 plus tax. Shipping is already included, and everything inside is worth way more than $30. Your standard nail polish sets range between $12 and $15. So keep that in mind as you're thinking about what you're doing for your at-home nail care. Okay, so now, like I said, it comes with a nail prep pad, which is an alcohol pad. But since I used my alcohol pad when I applied these, I'm just doing some alcohol on a cotton ball because you want to make sure your nails are free of lint, dust, lotions, and oil. And even if you're wearing a gel press-on or an acrylic, you want to make sure that that is clean and dry. The strips adhere so much better when you have clean, dry nails. And another thing, making sure that your hands aren't too cold or too warm. because of course the temperature of your fingers, your hands, can affect how well the nail strips adhere to the nail, whether it's an acrylic, a gel, or your natural nail. And yes, these can be worn, as you're about to see, on gel. These are gel nail extensions, and they can be worn on acrylic, and of course they can be worn on your natural nail. So I am cleaning top and bottom underneath because I ate earlier and it was very buttery, good food, and I want to make sure that I don't have any leftover anything on my nails. Okay, so make sure that gets dry. And then I am, from my Color Play Shades of Love sets or box, subscription box, I'm going to do a mixed mani of these two. So this top one is called Hopeless Romantic, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to use some of the patterns out of here, but not the solids, because I'm going to go with the Old Flame, this solid as my solid, and then this is my nail art. So I'll be back with the application. All right, nail friends, I have decided what I'm wearing, I've sized it, and typically you can just kind of line it up to your nail and see, but I know which sizes I need. Now, I'm not putting this away just yet so that they don't dry out. I do typically, while I'm doing my nails, go ahead and put a little tape on the open end so that no extra air is getting in there, and that kind of seals that package back, and then they won't dry out. So just like if you had a bottle of polish, because this is real nail polish, you all, if you had a bottle of polish and you left the top open even just a little bit, over time it's going to dry out, and it'll definitely start to dry out while the air is getting to it. So I will seal these up temporarily until I'm ready to seal them with like my flat iron that I don't use anymore. And then I put them in the freezer in an airtight, like a Ziploc bag. Okay, so let's get to it. Now, let me move some things out of the way. You're going to remove the clear tab or clear protective cover, and then you're also going to remove the backing that you don't need. Some of us anchor so that we can manipulate and touch the strip with the backing. Because I'm going to use this end of the strip, I'm going to take this tab off, and I want to line it up to the cuticle area, to this back end of my nail, and I'm going to go forward. So hopefully you can get a good view of this. And before I press down, I always look underneath, and I see that I'm crooked. So I'm going to try to line that back up again. Take a look underneath. I'm still crooked. I think that tab threw me off a little bit. And I make sure that I have enough polish on either side to be able to smooth and kind of come around the edges. So just smooth that out. Press, press, press. And I also will use my rubber tip cuticle pusher if I happen to have any wrinkles around the edges or the corners, so to speak. And I just press down to smooth out wrinkles. Now, what a lot of us do, a lot of us nail stylists do, we will leave that extra on the end because though we do not need a nail lamp to cure this polish. It is going to cure, this is about 95% dry, so not 100%. So it's going to continue to dry on your nail. And as it does that, you know, it being a strip, it may shrink. So we leave that little extra until we're done, and then we just use a nail file and file that off. Okay. So this one, with the exception of filing off this little extra, this one is done. And again, this is real nail polish. It lasts 10 to 14 days. My last set that I just took off was about 15 to 16 days. I've worn a set as long as 20 days. And because my nails were growing out a little bit, that's the only reason I changed the color. But this is actually really pretty. So we'll be back with more. Okay, I'm on my last one. Remember, we're going to take off that protective cover. We're going to take off that backing. If you want to use it as an anchor, then you can. We're going to line it up to that, you know, just behind the moon section of your nail. Make sure it's even as possible. Now with this length, the coffin shape at this length, this takes a full strip. So you typically don't have anything left over. And sometimes I have to give it just a little stretch to make sure that I get all the way to the end. So I don't press down all the way. I might lift and give it a little stretch, but not too much, because they are strips. They can tear. And that is a frustrating part. We definitely don't want that. And then still pressing down, smoothing out if there are any air bubbles, which I did have one, and that one. And then I use my rubber tipped cuticle pusher. This kind of helps me smooth everything down, especially around the edges. And remember, I did this hand already, but remember I told you I take my nail file and I get the excess off. So all this underneath, that's got to come off. Okay, so typically by the time you're done with that thumbnail, we usually use the thumb last because it can be used like not quite a nail file, but almost like scissors to get your excess off if you so choose. Oh, see a little extra right there. Let me get that. I'm going to use the nail file for today, and I just go under the nail to perforate the excess. And this, using my left hand, this is not my dominant hand, so it feels awkward to me. And typically I can just pull and I get that excess off. Sometimes I do have to use my tweezers, so I have them handy always. And since my right hand is my dominant hand and my left hand feels funny doing things, I will file with my nail versus moving the file back and forth. So I kind of do a little bit of both. See how it comes off very easy once you've perforated it. And just to make sure I don't have any of the edges lifted, when I did do that, I'll still go back and press down and make sure that I don't have anything that's lifted up. Now, on my gel extensions, going back and forth, that seesaw motion is okay. But on my natural nail, never ever seesaw motion on the natural nail, because it can cause jagged edges, splitting of your nail, and then there's, you know, some repair that you got to do. And you're still filing, and when you have to do that, you're taking away from the nail. So on your natural nail, if you are filing, a recommendation is to just go in one direction versus the seesaw back and forth. If the seesaw works for you and you don't have any problems, go ahead. Seesaw until your heart's content. So if this were my natural nail, I would just be doing this. And this is a Color Street nail file. This comes in your nail kit when you get the standard one. And it, as you can see, it's a thin one, but it's sturdy. And for the tips, I kind of will go down so that I'm pushing the nail, the polish rather, underneath. Uh-oh, got a little on my finger. And that kind of helps. Now, we don't want to have any water, lotion, oils for about maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes after we're done, so that the polish does not lift off of the nail. It completely cures and adheres to the nail. But these are done. My Valentine's nails are done. I like it. This is cute. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Have a great holiday season with Valentine's Day, nail friends.